Memes alone revived Crocs from being dead in the water for years,
Time magazine dubbed Crocs one of the world's 50 worst inventions in 2010.
to raking in over $1 billion in revenue for Q2 of 2023. It was the slew of Barbie versus Oppenheimer memes that pushed 40,000 people to watch both movies on the same night. Many believe that this meme cult saved the decline of cinemas.
Double feature Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
So, how exactly can a meme have such unpredictable influence, and how are brands harnessing it? Well, the answer is more complicated than you might imagine, and to find out, we're going to go back to the very inception of memes, right up to the current questions that brands have about utilizing its capabilities. Believe it or not, memes have been around even longer than the internet. The term meme was originally coined by evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins in 1976. That's right, the famous scientist who wrote a bestseller on the theory of evolution. But how did he get from that to memes? The term was originally used to describe a cultural idea or trend that circulates and grows in popularity, much like a successful genetic trait. Dawkins reasoned that memes are imitated because they strike a common chord and increase the chance of evolutionary survival. And if you look at memes today, you can actually see this trait very heavily by the way fair use of someone else's content is thrown completely out the window. When a meme gains traction, another creator would step in and copy that meme, tweaking a detail in an attempt to make it funnier. If that post does well, someone else adjusts that meme, changes another component, and then another component, going on and on, with the failed meme copies fading out of pop culture. As a result, all memes are naturally evolved copies of one another. In a human sense, behavioral examples of Dawkins' definition can also be found throughout history. Ideas such as democracy started off as evolved memes, incorporating successful components from past ideologies, while discarding the failed ones. The first ever modern example of them came in the form of a Kilroy was here drawing. Thousands of World War II soldiers came across James Kilroy's safety check signature on vessels, and at some point during the war, it merged with British cartoon character Mr. Chad. The result was subsequently scribbled on every bridge, bunker, and monument American soldiers came across for years to come. Nobody knew it at the time, but they had just created one of the strongest influential devices of the modern era.
It spans the globe like a superhighway. It is called Internet.
The establishment of the internet and swift rise of social media has since seen the definition of the word adapted to mean an image, video, or piece of text, typically humorous in nature, that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations. Star Wars Kid in 2003 was one of the first truly viral videos, with an estimated 900 million views to date, being shared through email and YouTube. Then the more commonplace macros came along, which are memes featuring captions over a popular image. Once these dominated social media, we all thought that was the pinnacle of memes, but it was just the tip of the iceberg. In 2004, a weird, almost creepy website called the Subservient Chicken surfaced, in which people could type things into a box and get a man in a chicken costume to respond to their commands. There was something so unnerving and random about the subservient chicken, which only added to the intrigue, causing it to become a viral sensation.
With those wings? Watch your beak.
Type touch your toes, he'll touch his toes. Hop on one foot, even do the moonwalk.
The poultry penitentiary is ready for battle.
This is the traditional chicken fighting dance.
The whole thing turned out to be a marketing campaign for Burger King's Chicken Tender Crisp and managed to generate 8 million views on the site, with each visitor staying for an average of 10 minutes.
This will go down as one of the marketing case studies of all time, called viral marketing. Instead of launching a flashy TV ad campaign, the ad agency for Burger King was charged with reaching young people, especially males 20 to 30. The average person on this site stays 6+ minutes. That's a long time.
These numbers were truly unheard of in 2004. To put it into perspective, at the time, it was estimated that a high-quality 30-second Super Bowl commercial could drive around 30 million visits to a brand's website. This figure stemmed from the research that only 34% of the total 89.7 million viewers wanted to learn more about the product or service after seeing it in the commercial. While 30 million views is a lot more than 8 million, keep in mind that it cost $2.4 million for a 30-second Super Bowl spot in 2004, excluding production. When Burger King's undissolved campaign likely cost a mere fraction in the tens of thousands. This marketing campaign was more successful than expected because by March of 2005, the website had hit a whopping 396 million hits. And way after the jig was up, users all over social media were still sharing the link and creating their own memes and jokes around the subservient chicken that were outliving the popularity of the website itself, turning it into a timeless meme. Burger King is still applying what they learned from that outburst to this day, now employing even more clever meme marketing strategies, such as how they got gamers to put their logo on their favorite FIFA players and post about it, which we will come back to later. After the proven results of this new phenomenon, as you can expect, all brands were trying to replicate this success but could not place their finger on how exactly to do it. For every successful viral sensation, such as the Will It Blend campaign by BlendTech in 2006, there were hundreds of failed ones. Nobody seemed to have cracked it yet, and the cases of brands that did were so unpredictable and different from one another that no correlations could be found. One of the biggest complaints with the failed meme marketing campaigns of the early 2000s was that they failed at authenticity by forcing certain aspects of it too hard, making it too transparent, resulting in awkward backfires. A notorious example came from McDonald's UK tweet back in 2018. The post attempted to play on the "Say No More" meme that ridiculed strange haircuts. The post was an embarrassing attempt at pandering to the youth, and everyone knew it. It was outdated, referencing a meme trend from 3 years prior, and above all, it made no sense whatsoever. Let's take a look at how two different brands used the same distracted boyfriend meme, but in different ways. On the left is Penguin Random House's post, and on the right is Jimmy John's post. One brand got it right, and the other received waves of hate from ex-users. The meme on the left is one of the few brands that made a success of the trend. It became an instant hit as it was creative and relatable. On the flip side, Jimmy John's effort fell flat. Their adaptation of the meme was unoriginal and too promotional, which the audience quickly saw through and rejected. Thus, if a brand's intent leans more towards exploiting trends than genuinely entertaining and connecting with its audience, it stands a good chance of being called out and dismissed. Fundamentally, people don't want to feel like they're being sold to, and this is especially prominent in today's audiences. With shorter attention spans and a tendency to question the norm, they're becoming more resistant to direct marketing tactics. So much so that when individuals from Generation Z were asked about the term propaganda, every single respondent in the experiment expressed strong negative feelings. This is a stark contrast to older generations, many of whom perceived it more neutrally, often associating it with standard wartime strategies. Similar results came out when shown classic examples of overtly direct advertisements. Gen Z respondents predominantly expressed feelings of annoyance, while most millennials and boomers found nothing wrong with them. This is more relevant than it may seem. Today, a significant portion of consumers belong to Generation Z, a demographic that has grown up with memes as an integral part of their lives. Consider the significant following companies like Red Bull have amassed on TikTok. And 32.5% of TikTok users are below the age of 19. Other sources, such as Forbes, estimate that more than 60% of TikTok's users belong to Gen Z. This means that, as of today, more than half of Red Bull's entire audience consists of this meme-savvy generation. These are the same individuals who typically respond negatively to direct advertisements. Although TikTok lacks the presence of the traditional macros meme, organic reach on TikTok is about 21 times that of Facebook or Instagram at a shocking 118%, making it one of the best mediums for meme marketing. Crocs realized this and decided to poke fun at their own product and affordability, taking the opportunity to target solely the Gen Z market through TikTok by hiring influencers to create comedic scenes wearing the Crocs, encouraging the audience to participate in the humor. This campaign earned 7.2 billion views. Memes subtly integrate brand messaging into conversation, but only as long as it's genuinely funny. Basically, if you can't think of anything, don't post, and never sell directly. Memes possess a unique virality factor, which is the ability to spread naturally through organic sharing, whereas traditional marketing relies on the broad reach of base post. Many brands missed this basic yet pivotal attribute of memes and attempted to use them like conventional advertisements, which often led to significant blows to their brand images. There are factors in meme marketing that require heavy effort to consider. For instance, an understanding of the audience. The US Department of Health faced backlash when they used the Doge icon as a mascot for a serious healthcare program, leading to them to appear flippant and insensitive to the very audience they were trying to win over. Moreover, brands need to be conscious of the context. Missteps like DiGiorno's Pizza inappropriately disrupting a grave discourse on domestic abuse for an ad for frozen pizzas using the hashtag #WhyIStayed damaged the brand's reputation for good. Additionally, timing. Memes have a shelf life. Their relevance only keeps for so long. IHOP learnt this the hard way when they recycled a meme that had lost its novelty more than 2 years prior and got met with hate for it. The overreaching hurdle for brands incorporating memes was that nobody could pinpoint the reactions people would get from the meme until it was posted. No matter how much they tried, it had the same unpredictable outcome. While Gucci successfully navigated the meme landscape in 2017 by collaborating with Instagram meme creators for their hashtag #TFWGucci campaign, it didn't change how volatile and dangerous meme marketing was to brands at the time. Despite some companies finding success, the unpredictability of meme marketing made it more of an advertising gamble than a reliable strategy. And it kept this scrappy, risky reputation for a long time, until Netflix decided to take a shot at it in 2019. Recognizing the nightmare advertisers faced in trying to predict audience reactions to content, Netflix took a different approach. Instead of spending their effort on dictating the narrative or forcing a reaction, they decided to let their audience take the lead. Netflix created an Instagram page called Netflix is a Joke, where the customers themselves share memes. In this way, brand-loyal customers had a platform to generate their own promotional content for them, tapping into the organic essence that makes memes effective in the first place. The biggest customer meme hit was Bird Box. It saw such an upswell of consumer-generated memes that Vox wrote an article about why Bird Box memes are so popular. In this article, it was deciphered that raw interactivity was the biggest contributor to the power of memes. The free-for-all sandbox approach created a snowball effect, and the popular memes centered around the popular movie developed into a surge of individuals using the hashtag #BirdBoxChallenge, where they would challenge themselves to perform tasks and games wearing a blindfold, then share videos on these antics on TikTok. The longer the trend went on, the more nonsensical the activities became.
Take it slow.
Oh my God!
Eventually, Netflix's snowball effect went so far that Netflix themselves were forced to intervene after people were injuring themselves during these challenges. This campaign caught the eye of the original meme marketers, Burger King, who had spent years trying to recreate the success of the subservient chicken.
Hey kid, hey. Ain't you that sufficient chicken? No, it's
The meme marketing technique was finally perfected in their eyes, and the original teacher was now learning after the student and made an even more interactive version of Netflix approach. Burger King decided to sponsor a team nobody had ever heard of before, named Stevenage. But they realised that even though they were at the bottom of England's 4th division at the time, they were going to appear in the same video game that all the expensive players were going to be in. So they decided to sponsor Stevenage, because if they placed their logo on the real shirt, in turn, they would have their logo in the game. This move gave birth to the Stevenage Challenge. Gamers across the world immediately started choosing Stevenage, signing the best players to their teams and playing with them. For every goal people shared on Twitter, Burger King gave them rewards. The news had taken the gaming community by storm.
Best gets in the game. The Stevenage, they had Burger King as their sponsor.
Oh, Lawrence! Oh my God! Football food, what could possibly be better?
Il est trop beau, les gars, vite!
Just like that, our small team in real life turned into the biggest team online.
And gamers were choosing the best players in the world to play for Stevenage.
It's not every night.
Nowadays, letting the audience drive the entire process is the dominant form of meme marketing.
And this aligns with Dawkins' original understanding of memes. Sometimes letting the natural consensus of what people find funny and what they don't is much more effective than gambling the whole brand's reputation on one untested idea. And interfering with this natural selection by creating and posting a meme yourself without comparing it to other contenders might expose your brand's reputation to subjective biases.
It is this version of meme marketing that is somewhat responsible for Oppenheimer being the highest-grossing World War II film of all time, and what pushed the Barbie film over the $1 billion mark. It also seems more genuine when memes come from individuals rather than directly from brands. This eliminates the risk of damaging the brand's reputation. You might have observed that many companies leveraging meme marketing are in the entertainment or food sectors. This is no coincidence. Informal advertising styles are best suited for products where there isn't a lot of responsibility for functionality. Take Pringles, for example. When they updated their logo, there was resistance. Many believed the classic, more textured logo subconsciously made the chips seem tastier. Reminiscent of the way Coca-Cola is perceived as a special mixture of ingredients perfected over a long period of time.
There's nothing like ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Although, if your primary consumer base is inherently serious and conservative, it may not be the best idea to consider meme marketing or an informal advertising style in general as a tactic. Consider watching this video to learn how more serious brands generate virality on a low budget using clever marketing methods. These types of marketing strategies require lots of planning to get up and running. If you're going to take it on for your brand, you should consider using Krepling's automation tools, which allow merchants of any size to build advanced marketing channels without writing a single line of code. Click the link below to get started. Until next time.